I can't deal with sincere emotion, but I love you, bitch. I never gonna stop loving you, bitch. This is my lyric analysis. Yeah. Hi, I'm Maisie, and this is my lyric explanation video for my song The List. So I wrote this song at the end of last year, just after Halloween, so I guess in November, with one of my really good friends, Sophie. We wrote it in her flat, we had some pasta, we talked about her cats for like 2 hours, and then we sat down to write, and we probably wrote for like 4 hours, just trying out different things and messing around with different ideas, and just none of them really landed or were working. And I'm quite an impatient person, so I think it probably got to 5 o'clock, and I was like, well, I'm a failure. So ironic with what the song actually ended up being. I was like, I'm a failure. And then Sophie started playing these chords, which is kind of funny because she was actually, I think, taking the piss, because I love chords where if you like hold the right hand and then you change the bass note. I just always love those chords. So she started doing that, and I just pretty much sang the pre-chorus and the chorus like really quickly, and then the song just unfolded. There's actually an analogy someone has of like how songwriting is like finding fossils. You kind of just have to scrabble away at the dirt and then eventually you find the fossil. I don't know who made that up. Charles Darwin, maybe a pop sensation that he is. But yeah. Oh, I have a hobby of picking myself apart, leaving people I love waiting in the dark, and sometimes when I want to cry, I laugh. It's kind of funny. This is the first verse. I think it sets out pretty much what the song's about, you know. I do have a hobby of picking myself apart. I think everybody does. You know, we nitpick ourselves, we find the tiniest things and then we obsess about them for hours afterwards and have them on like a replay as you're trying to go to sleep. When in reality, no one's watching you. And one of my biggest mottos for life is no one cares. Like, everyone's so self-obsessed and watching themselves, they don't care what you're doing 99% of the time. Sometimes when I want to cry, I laugh is just the most me thing ever. I just can't deal with sincere emotion, and so I will play it off with humour. So catch me doing this every time I have to say anything even remotely vulnerable. Maybe do a shot every time I do this. Don't do that. You'll be wasted in like 2 minutes. Oh, and this October I went falling off the edge. All of London must have heard the things I said. Put your hand up if I let you down again. I think this half of the verse really just speaks to the damage you can do with, you know, lots of the things I talk about in the song are very sort of introspective things that you see yourself doing, and I think what's interesting is you can catch yourself with all these habits and you like, you know, they're terrible, but you kind of allow them and justify them. Whereas in reality, you're not only hurting yourself, you're often hurting other people as well. And I think this verse was me just acknowledging that and being like, sorry for being a piece of shit. Heh. There's a list of things that I should stop, list of things that I should stop, list of things that I should not be doing, but I do them. It's a pattern that I've got. So it's so unsurprising that I have a song called The List, because I love lists. Like, I love making them, I love bullet points, I love to-do lists. Like, actually in a lot of my songs you'll find I list a lot of imagery and, you know, features and personality traits and things in a room. Like, catch me just always making lists all the time, all I do. I need to stop my excuses and have a real conversation. Need to look in the mirror, stop finding things that need changing. I think it's funny because I often find myself writing things that are very specific to me or to whoever I'm singing about in the song. And this chorus, even though it is super specific to me, it also feels really universal, which I really love. This whole chorus is really just singing about fundamental things that you need to do for yourself that are really important. Got a text. I should probably mute my laptop. Oh, I got a text. It's like Love Island, but I'm not in love. But I'm single and alone. Anyway, continuing. Yeah, you need to look in the mirror, stop finding things that need changing. I think it's so easy to compare yourself nowadays and to think about how you look in comparison to others and how you look in comparison to yourself 6 months ago and develop really unhealthy thought processes with that. So, you know, I actually just filmed this lyric video right now, and then I watched it back and I was like, I don't like how my face looks, which is so ironic because I'm literally filming, like, the song is about this. But, you know, it's a work in progress. I need to stop getting drunk to avoid this situation. I need to stop letting myself down. I mean, we've all done it. We've all, if you're of legal age, we've all gotten drunk to avoid the situation. I'm not a huge drinker, but when I do go out, it's a go hard or go home kind of vibe. I like to commit to the night, as I say. And that has resulted in some dubious situations. You know, I don't drink tequila anymore because of one night in Switzerland where we don't discuss it. A few people know, and that's all we need to know. I don't know if I'm going to put that in there or not. Maybe I'll edit that out. I'll try something that I've not before and like myself a little more now. So what's funny is that so much of this song stayed exactly the same from the demo, but that line wasn't there when we first wrote it. And then I heard the song back, and a friend of mine said, maybe you should think about having like a twist at the end of that chorus, so it's not just a song talking about how much you hate yourself. And I actually really back that, because I think, at the end of the day, you need to do all these things, but primarily you need to sit down with yourself and be like, you're all right, Maisie, you're decent. Like, I would play a board game with you. I would go to the cinema with you. Like, it's important to want to do those things with yourself. And I would play Scrabble with myself now. I would play Words with Friends, and I would be the friend. Oh, I have got an attic full of damage in my mind. I box it up, say I'll deal with it another night. Then I have a problem looking people in the eye. Isn't that funny? I mean, yeah, the second verse is really just all about repression and avoiding your feelings and putting them in boxes in your mind so you don't have to talk about them. And I also love that it has a little nod to attics, because I stay in attics all the time. If you know me, I don't actually live in London, so when I'm working in London, I'll just hop from people's attic to people's attic. So a little nod to my home. Yeah, I also have such a problem looking people in the eye. It's unreal. Like, if I meet you, notice I will look at your shirt, I'll look at your coffee, I'll look at the wall, I'll look at your shoes, I'll look at the person next to us, but I won't look you in the eye, because, like, as Matty Healy, love of my life, said, sincerity is scary. I should shut up and listen, not try to fill every silence. I should stumble in love instead of running and hiding. Wow. I mean, very accurate section. The day I realised that I could not fill a silence and I could instead just sit there and let somebody else talk and I could just listen. I think when I realised I should just shut the fuck up sometimes and sit down and just, because you never know how the conversation's going to go if you fill it with your mindless bullshit. I'm talking to myself here. Yeah, I think for so long I've always been someone that fills silences, and this time in my life when I realised I could let somebody else fill silence and the conversation might actually go in a very different way was really educational. And I remember writing that lyric and sitting down and being like, yeah, that's some facts right there. I should stumble in love instead of running and hiding is just also very accurate, Had Bella not gone, fuck it, he might drink my blood and drain me into a lifeless corpse, but he might be a cute boyfriend for freshman year. Had she not made that decision, she would never have fallen for Edward Cullen and we would have never got Twilight. So, oh, I'm a master of dancing around the point. I know I called you, but I hate the sound of my own voice. So can you talk? I'm stacking up until the night. I'm not enough and you're just someone else I disappoint. That whole middle eight is really just very stream of consciousness. I think probably just literally a conversation I had with somebody. And yeah, I actually wrote it by myself in the corner, scribbled it down, and I sang it to Sophie and I was like, oh, I'm not sure if I like this, but here's the idea. And she was like, no, I really like it, like, let's keep that. So I almost got rid of it and then I kept it, and now it's some of you guys' favourite bits. So everyone needs a Sophie. I need to stop my excuses and put my feelings in order. Need to look in the mirror and stand a little bit taller. I mean, I'm 5'1", so really, if I could just look in the mirror and be like 5'4", that's all. I'm not asking for a lot, it's not a tall order. I need to stop getting drunk as a reason to cool ya. I need to stop letting myself down. I mean, this lyric is a hard personal attack. I have done it multiple times. Couple gin and lemonades, couple Jaeger bombs, catch me on the phone. I was such a drunk caller. I've tried to stop and I've actually gotten better. But if you're drinking so you can call somebody, you should probably just stop drinking and call them when you're sober so you don't say embarrassing things. Life tip, life hack. So yeah, that is my song The List. Those are the lyrics analysed for you all. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it informative. I hope when you heard the song, it made you feel a bit less shit about yourself. Because honestly, it made me feel a bit less shit about myself. Writing it and releasing it, I was so nervous to release it. But the minute I did and I saw how many people were like, oh wow, that's just me, I was like, wow. It kind of makes you feel a lot less important, but in a good way. Like, I would love to feel less important with you all. Is that a thing? And I hope that, yeah, this has been a good time for everybody. I just can't. I've been in quarantine for too long. I don't know how to interact anymore. Tee-hee.